Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another show. It feels like it's been forever since I've been here. It feels like forever, but we're starting to slowly get the season started up. You all know September to December is our season. We're usually on here quite often during that last bit of the year. And I just want to welcome every single one of you who are joining us, whether you're joining us on Facebook, if you're joining us on YouTube, if you're joining us on LinkedIn. Good evening and welcome. Welcome to the show. We have a wonderful show lined up for y'all this evening. It feels like it's the start of school. It is the start of school, at least in Dominica. I know school just reopened yesterday, and for many other folks around the world, it is the start of the new year, the start of the school year. It was the start of the school year for me. I'm back to teaching this time on a Thursday, but I'm happy to be here with you guys. I'm happy to bring you guys another show. I'm happy to be joining y'all. I know a lot of you miss me, although I'm always on here, but you miss my shows. I've been getting the messages. I appreciate all of the love. I appreciate all of the support. I'm echoing. Am I echoing? Somebody says I'm echoing. Let me just make sure. I don't have anything else on. Let's see if I can change this. I should not be echoing. We're going to fix this in a second. I'm just trying to look for my... It should be here somewhere. Am I still echoing? Oh, it sounds good. Okay, good. Oh, good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, team. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Valerie. Welcome, guys. Thank you very much, Mizana, and everyone else. Share the live as soon as you drop on. Share the live. We have a nice show lined up for you. We're going to be talking to the folks from the Dominica SiFOCOL, the Alumni Association. I am so excited to speak with them. It's not going to be no boring conversation. It's going to be all vibes. All vibes. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about... I never went to SiFOCOL. I never went to State College. So we're going to get to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to live life vicariously through y'all and through that. And if you guys went to SiFOCOL or you went to Dominica State College, this is your program. This is for you. Right? This is your show. And we want all of you to join in and share the live because we're going to have a blast here. I want to hear all about the stories. I want to hear about all of the exciting times. It seems like it's a little bit of a cult, but that's okay. Some cults are good because they're so headstrong and so tight, and people remain such good friends. And some people met their future lovers and husbands and side chicks. I'm just joking. People may have built such great friendships and relationships from their college days, and we're gonna talk about those wonderful relationships that have been forged over the last, I think, people call 2 years, 2 years, and you can get an opportunity to join in the conversation. We want you to feel part of it. We want you to feel like this is your show. We also want to give you an opportunity to win tickets to their charity event, which happens in October. We'll tell you a little bit about that. So if you want to win, we got to tell you a little bit how you can win. But before I do this, I want to welcome them to the show. I want to welcome the entire team. I have a crew. Let me tell you, I have a crew. I have a crew here waiting for me. I'm calling them by first name because I feel like we're on a first name. So I'll welcome Wayne, who's the president. Okay.
That's Paul.
Paul came first. Wayne dropped off when I clicked on Wayne. He dropped off and I automatically clicked to you, right? But it's when I was looking for. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Jael. Glad to be on board with your show today.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It's nice. It's nice to have you. Whereabouts are you? In the world?
I'm in Georgia, Atlanta.
ATL.
Which is usually home for me. Yeah.
ATL in the house. Thank you guys. Hi Martina. Thank you guys. Hi Delia. Thank you for the stars. Okay, let's bring on Wayne. Hi Wayne.
Hi.
How are you? I clicked you and you were gone and then you Paul was there. I was like, oh,
I don't
welcome.
know what happened. Yeah, thanks for having us. Good evening. It's a great opportunity to be on your show and to talk about um, Dominica Alumni SiFOCOL Association or founding, what I've been doing in the years. And so really looking forward to it. Really excited to talk about DSA.
Yes. And last but by no means least, you have more la power than me. The lovely Valda joins us. Hi Valda.
Yes, good night, good night, good night. I'm trying to orient my little. I
Orient,
changed.
Orient.
I
We'll wait for you.
changed my. Okay,
Orient. It's all
right.
good.
Okay, good. That's better.
Yeah,
Welcome,
you're good.
Paul.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so tell me, where is everyone located? Well, I know Paul is in ATL. Wayne, whereabouts are you?
Yeah, I'm in Sarasota, Florida. So that's just south of the Tampa area and north of Miami.
Wow, Dominicans two by two and two. And Valda, where are you?
I am in St. Kitts and Nevis, but on the island of St. Kitts.
Nice. We wanna really talk. We wanted this to be like a very light conversation. I know we're gonna be talking later on about the White Sunset, which is an amazing charity event that you guys have put together. But I feel like we need to get people in a frame of mind to understand why this organization came together, what brought you guys together initially, and some of your memories. We wanna share. Like I said in the beginning, I wanna live life vicariously through you all, because I did not have the opportunity to attend SiFOCOL, or well, it would have been SiFOCOL when I left, but now Dominica State College. I didn't have the opportunity to attend either, and I kind of just want to kind of get to know a little bit about your experiences and your stories and some of the things that you truly enjoyed and you probably even miss, about your former days at State College slash, well, State College now, SiFOCOL then. So we'll get into the conversations. I just want to welcome all of the folks who are on right now. I want to remind them to share the live. We have folks from Maine. So somebody is listening from Maine. Valerie's on. Hi, Valerie. Mizana is on. Diaspora for Good is on as well. Martina Ray is on. Delia is on. Thanks again, Delia, for the stars. And don't forget, guys, to share the live so that everyone can know a little bit about what we're discussing here, or get in on the conversation with us. Hi, Angie. Angie's in New York. Just popping on. So tell me a little bit about what it was, because y'all, I believe you are all class of 1984 or 80, 83, 84. Which year?
Paul and I are 83, and I think when you are
Um,
When is it?
84.
yeah, I'm a lot younger than these guys.
I love it. I love how we put that in there right there. So you guys would have gone to SiFOCOL like almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
is
That's correct.
like,
Yeah.
wow. Almost. And I mean, I've interacted with y'all, and I get the sense that y'all developed some really great relationships during your time at SiFOCOL. I know, like, based on my knowledge of the college, I know people obviously came from all different parts of Dominica to kind of go to
Right.
college in this one area. And we're not going to talk about the area yet. Um, we're not gonna, for many reasons. So, but people came from all different parts, and I remember, I'm from the north, so I would have gone to school in PSS at PSS, and I remember, you know hearing about, when you get to go to SiFOCOL, you get to go to college, it's going to be like this. Everybody's converging from all the different, and those, those Jean Ozo might call you Konchibuki, or, so many different experiences, or hearing about so many different experiences. But I must say that a lot, in the end, a lot of those experiences end up being wonderful connections, wonderful experiences, and lifelong relationships. Although you go to school for such a short space of time, which is like 2 years, you form such huge bonds with each other. What was it like for you? I'll ask Paul first. Tell me a little bit about your days at SiFOCOL.
So I think the most amazing thing for me at SiFOCOL was being a tongue bookkeeper myself, was to meet all those folks from the country.
Konchibuki.
And yeah, and they were so obviously I knew everybody from convent and DGS, because I went to SMA, but then to know folks from PSS and the other high schools in Dominica, it was really just a melting ground. And then, there was slight cultural differences. We were brought up different. We had different experiences, but it was really just interesting getting to know that group of people. And it really was mind blowing. It expanded my friendship groups. And to this day, these people, all of these folks are still really good friends. But so when we learned about some of the people, some of our colleagues who grew up in the country and the different experiences, in some cases, it really just gave us a different appreciation, right? And these guys still persevered and showed up at sixth form and performed. So it really was,
Tell me one of
it
the
expanded my network beyond anything I thought I would have.
tell me one of the stories that because you talk about cultural differences. What would you say was one of the different? Because I mean, we say with Dominica 60,000 people, like how much of a cultural difference? But people, I mean, when you look internally, you really understand how different certain people from different communities are. So, what was one of the differences that you were able to see right
Well,
off the cuff?
Well, I met some folks who always wondered why people would, rows of people called, like I would say, okay, my friend Andrew Amo. They're like, why you don't say Andrew for Ma, whatever, right? As the whole name, right? And I'm like, well, there's a lot of Andrews in the room.
That's
So,
right. That was
so
a real
it
story.
was so that was strange to me, right? Because we wouldn't just say Wayne, we would say Wayne Liber, not Wayne
Mhm.
for my life, right? And so that was like really strange to me. And then years later, we had really good collaboration. Like I said, I was speaking to one of my friends from Portsmouth, and we're talking about, oh, we had such a great time. And he said to me, you know what, Paul, was different about you? You brought us to your home, And he said, Rosa people doesn't bring people to their home. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Wow, that is
So I
interesting.
don't know if it's true at all, but it's a perception, right? So it is
Mhm.
all of these interesting little nuances, right? Just based on people being brought up in different situations and in different parts of the island.
How about you, Wayne? What was it like for you at SiFOCOL?
Well, I think for the first time, I was looking to forward to going to school without uniforms. You know, for all these years, I went to Dominica Grammar School, and you had a uniform. Rosa Boy School, Goodwood School, you had a uniform, and so that was the huge thing for me. But beyond that, just trying to take it to another level, meeting people from all the other schools. You know, I'm from Margaret myself, probably one of the country bookies Paul
You're
refers to.
you're definitely a contributor.
but I lived in Roseau for a long time, so I was sprinkled with the Roseau dust. Um, but yeah, just meeting, you really collaborated a lot with the people at the school that you went to, and that was an opportunity to meet people from convent, from SMA. Not that you didn't collaborate with them before, but just on a closer, tighter basis than you did in the past. So that was huge, because you just frequented more, and you made huge friendships from the other schools. I think a lot of people from the other schools became closer friends than they were prior to going to sixth form college.
How about you, Valda? Share with us a little bit about
Sixth
those
form.
days, those six form days.
My sixth form days were two of my best years of my life and continue. 41 years later, after we graduated, my sister Connie would always say to me that, even if I didn't get these A levels, I would never be able to say I did not enjoy those 2 years. And by God's grace, I did get these A levels. Sixth form was just a beautiful time. It's a time when we came together. There were lots of debates. There was this tree. Is it a tamarind tree it was, or glory cedar tree?
Almond tree, I think.
Almond tree.
Tamarind tree. And we would be under
I've
that
heard
tree.
about that almond tree.
I mean, long debates, and I'm always there, long talker, always a talker. So I would always be in the center, no matter what was the debate. I was right there.
Yeah.
And you just made friends, some friends, friendships that have lasted all of these years. Some of these friends I knew from convent, but we were not as close. And many of them I met at sixth form. As Paul said, you had persons from all over Dominica, from PSS, St. Andrews High School, grammar school, even some, SMA boys, some you didn't know, and some convent girls, you knew them, but you were either in a different class and you were not as close. But we just bonded. And after we left sixth form, we formed, and I think it was our year, that formed that group, or maybe the year before us. There was this keep in touch group. And so that connection was always there. And as I remember clearly on one friend, so when we got our little salary that Friday, we were out going somewhere, different places. I told people to keep in touch when I had my first breadfruit punch, and they made that drink out of that breadfruit. And I was like, oh, no, no, no. But when I tasted it, it was delicious in a little bar in Layu. And
What you doing in La Uvalda?
we used to do sometimes what they call the bar crawling. So we would go from place to place to place, and somebody would talk, oh, this has the best fish, this has the best this, the best that. And we would just go trying to get the best of the different things. And then there was always this connection. So even if we did not have DSAA yet, but whenever, a lot of our sixth form students, the alumni of 1984 and beyond, a lot of them moved on, lived in the States. But whenever they would come, we would always try to have, a little get together, meet for dinner, meet for lunch. And we really have to give a lot of the credit to Jennifer Liebert, who would always insist. So times she had Helen, she had myself, she had someone else trying to get this group going. And so we put on Facebook, we're trying to meet here. And a number of persons would always show up. And so DSAA was just an extension of this community that we had established from the time we came to sixth form in 1981.
Wow. I love to hear those stories. I'm interested to know about your teachers. What were the teachers like? Like what we tell us, and you can name names. Tell us who they were. Are they still there? Are they still alive? Like I want to know about those teachers, those people that essentially were the ones to kind of guide your career, because when you get to sixth form, that's when you're really deciding, okay, is that I gonna do when I finish school? Right? Who are the ones who really help shape that, or guide that, I should say, because it's probably shaped long ago, but kind of guide that path. Paul, you want to go?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, Anita Bully with math, and she was a very serious individual, and she clearly knew her material. So it really forced you to step up your game in her presence. And so to some degree, you looked at her, how she carried herself, how proficient she was, and you wanted to get to that level. you know I remember there was a gentleman in physics. What was his name? Dalton was his last name. And he was always giving friendly advice besides the study material.
Mhm.
And well, and so just having an adult besides your parent who was there to kind of counsel you beyond the academics,
Mhm.
that was just tremendous. It was not something that was very usual in that time. And I always think of those two people as being very impactful in the person that I turned out to be, because
Wow.
both of them were very they had a quiet, nice authority about them that you wanted to emulate, you know.
Wow. You, Wayne?
Yes, like Paul, Anita Bully had a significant impact. A little story. I actually started sixth form a little early and was kind of straddling between grammar school and sixth form until I was told that I had to do one or the other. I couldn't, I either had to go to sixth form. So I stayed back in grammar school another year and then started sixth form. I really looked forward to Anita Bully classes. But when I started, we had a young lady by the name of Debbie Michaud, who I recently connected with on Facebook. Um, and she was a Peace Corps volunteer who was teaching at the sixth form college. And in many ways she was the opposite of Anita Bully, but she was very personable and very nice and really tried to help students as much as possible in math. And a couple of years before, really in my third year of Dominica Grammar School, I met, we had a visiting professor, visiting teacher, which is sort of unusual. I think his name was Richie from Guyana, and I remember him asking me what I wanted to do. I said, well, I wanted to do maths. He said, well, unless you want to be a teacher or an actuary, these are the few areas. And he asked me, have I ever considered computer science? And I said, no. Anyway, so I researched that, and really from the third form, I knew what I wanted to study. And I remember when I entered sixth form college, I was sort of curious. I remember talking to Michael Savre. He wanted to be an astrophysicist, and all these. You have a lot of people who want to be lawyers and doctors, but I remember being the only person who wanted to do computer science back then in sixth form, even in grammar school. And today that's completely changed, where everybody wants to get into the computer science field. And I kind of stuck with that and
You
studied
stuck with.
computer
I was about
science.
to ask you. Did you
Yeah,
end up sticking with that?
yeah, I stick with that today. I'm the chief information officer for a company. I've been doing that for, I don't know, many years, too many, probably 34 years, 17 years with my current company and 17 years with my previous company. And so it's interesting how we stick with that. But we're really limited in focus, in terms of career development. When I really
Mhm.
think back of it, today, when you look at the kids, even my own kids, and when they look at the career and what they want to study, I'm sort of amazed that unlike us when we went to sixth form college, that really chose, besides law, medicine, and
Engineering.
engineering, really stayed with careers close to what we studied, whether it be math, chemistry, biology, whatever we did, we sort of stuck to that thing rather than explore the whole, the plethora of career opportunities out there,
Wow, Valda, was that the same for you?
Well, yes, for me, I start off with our principal, Mr. Andrew Ubibor. Mr. Ubibor, I think, played a key role. And I always remember at our graduation, we sang him that song, To Serve with Love, because he was quiet, but he was impactful. Because even when I came in terms of career choices, and I always remember he said to us, eat our greens. It was chlorophyll was good for the brain. And I have continued. I didn't like greens, but that's how I started eating things like broccoli and spinach and all of these things. And I've passed on
Mhm.
that advice to all of my students, family, and friends. But my teachers now would have been for history was Mr. Henry Foley. And I always say I became a teacher, but I always wanted to be a teacher. I knew that, and that's why I say that's my vocation, to teach. I used to be teaching our walls, even as a little girl. But Mr. Volney, I think what he did for us, every week a different student had to present on the topic. So you had to go and research, and you had to come to present before that class. And you had to do it well because he was right there. So that whole thing about preparation and excellence reinforced, and that's Mr. Volney. For economics, I did economics. We had about three lecturers. We started off with Dr. Hilroy Thomas, who has since passed. May he rest in peace. We had Miss Lakshmi from India, and we also had an Indian man, I don't remember his name, from Guyana. And so again, they packed. And Hilroy Thomas, I always remember, he was young and handsome, and he had this beautiful wife, Anne Marie. She was a teacher at grammar school. And I remember one day we were waiting on Hilroy, Dr. Thomas to come, and he wasn't there. And we were talking. And then he comes with this, big bouquet of flowers and this wine and cake. And he said we had to celebrate because he had just given birth to his son. Ohini is the little boy. Well, he's now a young man, a big man now in his 40s. And then he said, he went through that process. And that's it. No more children. One and only. My dear, Mrs. Thomas practically came back from maternity leave pregnant. So I don't
Wow.
always remember this. For the man who told us, no more, this is it. He had her 2 children in this note that I have. And Lakshmi was, she was Indian, and but all she always said to us, was, but she looked at her experiences and thought we were also very fortunate, and told us that we should, take advantage of the opportunities that we have and just be our best. So those things remained with me, in terms of the advice given by our lecturers. And then, I think, and we were we were the best group,
Wow.
Okay,
Jael, I want to add, since I was just reminded of that, this year it's been 50 years since SiFOCOL started. So it's a momentous year for all of us, really, because SiFOCOL started back in '74. And so that's huge occasion for every one of us here, and Lisa.
Wow. Speaking of,
and one of my brothers, sorry, Edgar, was in the first class of SiFOCOL. He was in that group.
Yeah.
wow, the first group, the very first group. I want to get to the audience a bit because a lot of folks have come in, and people are saying hi, good evening from New York. Jermaine is in Antigua and Barbuda. We have folks saying, I've shared the live. Thank you very much. Share the live. When I'm Dorset is saying greetings from Pembroke Pines, Florida, class of 74, the first graduate.
Wow.
The first,
Right? The first graduate. Listening from London. So London, you stayed up to listen to the show, and thank you very much for that. My sister is on here, Aurel. Lida Dyer is saying hello, Valda.
Hey, Lida.
Lester Dorset is saying shout out to my nephew Wayne. I'm a DGS graduate of 72. SiFOCOL was non-existent at the time. I'm here in Texas. Kelsha Breezy is here. Saying good night, DG. I guess to you, Valda. Wayne, Uncle Wayne, I'm listening. Kendra is on. Belle Angel, my dear friend, is on, saying I'm here. So folks are coming on, and as you guys come on, I want to encourage you guys to share the live. And we're here talking to the folks from the I like to call them the White Sunset crew, right? The White Sunset crew, the OGs of the White Sunset crew, and we're going to be we're just talking a little bit about their experiences. If you're just coming on and you're not, you're probably wondering what's going on here. What are they talking about? And we want to give you an opportunity to be part of White Sunset in October. And there's one way that you can be part. If you're listening right now, if you're viewing right now, and you'd like to win yourself a ticket, or you probably want to win it for somebody, you want to gift it to somebody. That's a wonderful opportunity to do so. I'm going to ask you a question, I'm going to drop the question in the chat. I'm going to ask it on, and the first person who responds, my sister is on there, and she like a hawk. The first person who responds correctly will win themselves a general ticket to attend the White Sunset event on October 23rd in Dominica 767. It's going to be an amazing event. It's white with a hint of Creole. So you can come and look at ping pilling, best, dress your best, and enjoy for a good cause. So we'll talk a little bit about the cause in just a little bit. But the question is, name any two colleges that make up the DSC. Names of two past colleges. All right. I'm dropping it right here, right now. I'm going to pin it to the top. And the first person to respond correctly will win themselves a ticket. We continue with the conversation. I'm interested to know a little bit now about some of friendships that you guys forge. We spoke about, the teachers and stuff. I mean, obviously you would have met people from, like we mentioned at the start, from coming from all different communities, all different schools. And I know some people probably have met their love, like they met their future husband or their future wife, or they met their future business partner, or if it was just, your best friend, that you probably, because I know sometimes people say, like, I always take a kicks on like white people when they say, oh, going to university, I met my best friend. I'm like, you sometimes think, your best friend should have been like from the time you little bit, right? But you need these people with like minds like you, and you can't help but have them become your besties. Were there any people that really, really stuck on to you, or you got stuck onto, over the years, as a result of your connection at SiFOCOL? Paul, you want to go?
Well, Valda would tell you that she saw me fall in love for the first time at sixth form.
Are we going down with that story?
For the first time.
No names. We're not calling any names, but everybody thought that was gonna be the love of my life, and it was a nice love affair.
It was
Um,
beautiful.
it lasted a while, and
Oh.
but yeah, it was one of the best experiences of my life at that time.
Wow,
So
that is wonderful
along with
to hear.
everything that was going on, So, but
What a
I'm not
great
calling
people.
any
When you say
names.
everything, you're leaving it open for me to ask more questions. When you
It's related to you, man.
but yay, story jump out.
So there were a lot of love affairs going on, and I know Wayne had his share, and everybody,
Wayne looked
um,
like he was Mr. Swagalicious. Wayne, tell us a little bit about those relationships. See, I ask about friendships. I didn't want to put nobody on blast. But open it wide open. Right? Tell us a little bit about those relationships or the situationships that would soon become lifelong friendships.
Well, yeah, like Paul, I met some people who I became very close to, had relationships with, well, one particular person, and maintain good friendships today. And I have a lot of friendships from my days at SiFOCOL, and really, really tight friendships. These are memorable times, and you'd never want to give up those years for anything else. They really left a huge mark on my life and who the person I am today.
So we're not
Um,
dropping any names. Like I know Paul tried to keep that name under wraps. We're
No
not
name calling.
well, here's what I'll tell you. I maintained my friendships that I had before. Some of the guys who were friends with me from before, we are still great friends through Sifocall and after. And I gained a whole set of new friends. One of the significant times in my life was as a sixth form is I played chess almost every day. I got Jones became a very good friend of mine. We would play chess every day, and to this day, anytime he is in the Tampa Bay area, he'd stop by. We go out to dinner, what have you. But they were also friends of the other persuasion as well, close friends.
Other persuasions. I don't understand. What is the other persuasion? What is the what is the meaning of the other persuasion? Huh? Drop some
No.
names. Drop some names. Other persuasion. Valda, how about you? How about you?
Well, I had lots of good friendships. There was a little story, but that, I know.
Tell us a little story. You
No,
cannot
no,
just say there
no,
was a
no,
little
no. We
story.
had a little
Don't
story
tell us
about
the story.
about Argentina and the Falkland Islands. Story crafted around that. And
Mm.
but actually,
Argentina.
quite a bit of them thought I would be a nun. You know that, yeah?
Mm.
Why did they think you would be a nun?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like I was more like a big sister, little sister kind of thing. Because I just don't remember his name now. When he came home and he says, "So, Father, how is the nunnery?" And I said, "Nunnery." He said, "Well, I was convinced that you were going to be a nun."
Valda, that's interesting to note, though. You never had any love interests in college?
No, I shouldn't say that. I didn't have any love interest, but I think
Hmm.
it. I think it wasn't a love interest like that. But it wasn't a love interest like that. But
Oh,
yeah. But there were persons who liked me and who we had good friendships, and to this day we have remained great friends
hmm.
and great friends. Mhm.
Anybody ended up becoming people's godmothers or godfathers, or like those are just like, because now you're now standing in the gap for people's kids. I know, Valda, you're like a matriarch when it comes to these things. Any of those stories of standing for people, or standing for
Mm.
Yeah,
children?
I'm Eleanor Philip. Her first daughter, Renee, is my goddaughter. In
Wow.
fact, I
Mhm.
saw them recently and when they just graduated from university. And, it was just wonderful spending some time with them. And let me see who else godparent I am in the group from sixth form. But yeah, maybe Eleanor, but I'm good friends with, well, with my friends like Jay for Helen. I was not Jay's godmother, but I think he used to run to hide from me because I was always hugging him and kissing him, you know. So when he would see me, he'd be like, "Here she comes, Auntie Valda." But he was a good sport. He would just wait and get his big hugs. And even when he got to be a big,
Mm.
young man, I would still be saying, come, Jay, come and give me this, come for this big hugs.
Oh,
So
So,
he
wow.
so
was
that's Helen Mello's son, right?
Helen Mellison, yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
Yeah.
How
Helen
about
Mello was a special person.
Oh, special.
Godfather, I am godfather to Helen, the late Helen Francis's daughter, Renee, who would be your
Mhm.
cousin, Renee Francis. And I am close family friend to the entire family. In fact, I just visited with their mother, Mrs. Francis, recently. So, but and of course, Renee is doing stellar work as
Yeah,
a
amazing
NYPD lieutenant.
yeah.
So
commander,
yeah,
commanding officer? Yes, yes, that's
yes.
fantastic. Um, so it's obvious that through this, you guys really formed a bond because
Oh, one more. Sorry, how could I forget? I'm godmother to Eddie Bruno's daughter, Tandaway.
Ah,
Eddie, yes,
mm,
Eddie, yeah.
mm.
Mm. And
mm,
but Tandy is graduated and she's based now, not in Dominica yet. Yeah, yeah.
wow,
Brando, do you recall when we met Eddie Bruno in
From
sixth form? He's from Woodfordale.
yeah.
He told us that Woodfordale only had one pretty girl, and Years later, I realized it took me several 30 or 40 years to realize Eddie was just trying to keep the boys away from his
To keep
village.
you all away. It's to keep you all away. So
One pretty
Eddie,
girl, it would
Eddie
possible.
would always say something else too. He used to say that on a Monday morning when he's coming into town, because he would board in town and go home on the weekends. He would leave his hat under his mother's bed, and on Friday when he got back to Woodford, he would pick back his hat and put it back in place. I'm like, yeah, right. So so he was telling you that early. So he was not planning to fall in love
Mm.
with anyone.
Did
But
he end up falling in love with anyone?
well, he did have a
Yeah.
few danglings, I would think.
Dangling.
And
Let me ask Vala no more questions if Vala book on any business on it. Oh wow. So you guys form these bonds and these relationships.
So I need to mention my godchildren as well.
yes,
So
please.
well, so long before sixth form, I had bonds of friendship with many friends. But one of my very good friends, Leslie Ostry, um,
Mm.
I'm the godfather to his three children, Kelby, Dion, and Alana,
All
and he's the godfather to my two children, Kelsey and Kyle.
Really?
Yeah,
Multiple.
yeah.
Wow.
Multiple.
You're like, because you know what the purpose of a godfather was, right? You know what it was for, right? In the event,
Tell us.
so in the event that the father is unable, for whether he passes away before time and whatever, that person would stand in to look after the children, or look out for that child. Now you all have, like, you all take all these children, like now you have three children plus your two responsible for. Not one, three. Right? And vice versa with him. So it's not a good idea to be a godparent of multiple children in the same home. That's a lot.
That's a serious commitment we
That's a
made there.
Oh
serious
yes.
commitment.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
A serious commitment. How about you, Paul?
Oh
Yeah, I
yes,
think
he
we went for
said.
the Godfather
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
but so
yes.
yeah.
so so it's interesting because as you traverse Dominica and you go to different villages and you meet different people, so and they say they're from so and so, then you start pulling out your country cred, right? I was on
Mm.
the port, I was on the port clearing some barrels once. And I saw this guy. I thought he looked kind of familiar, but I didn't know him. So I'm like, where you from, bro? He's the one going to assess my barrels and so on. And he goes,
But you
Woodfordale.
were making sure you get a discount before. Don't try that.
Yeah. So he goes, he's from Woodfordale. So I say, oh, shoot, I know Eddie Bruno. So I'm pulling out my Eddie card, my Woodfordale card. I say, you know Eddie Bruno? He say, Philip, I know you, man. We good, we good.
He's
So
like,
he's the only person I,
you know he was gonna try a stunt.
yeah, he was the only person I really knew from Woodfordale.
That's funny. That's hilarious. Now, tell me, why did you guys decide to create the SiFOCOL Association, the Dominic Alumni SiFOCOL Association? Why did you guys decide that this was something that you wanted to put together? And I will probably direct this to Wayne, who is the president.
So I think it was back in 2019.
Correct.
Loosely, many of the alums of some present here, I wasn't present at the time, um, from the SiFOCOL were in Dominica for Carnival and just socially got together. And we were then informed that one of our fellow schoolmates um, was suffering with dialysis, had to, I think, eventually quit his job and had to move from Marigot or commute from Marigot to Roseau 3 to 4 times a week to get dialysis treatment. And so, in order to help, uh, members of the group loosely contributed to the transportation costs for his two daughters to come to school. I think one of the time was at Sixth Form College or the Dominica State College. And as that went on, I think after the pandemic, we started to meet almost weekly via Zoom, and to try to formalize the group to do a little bit more. And the goal was to decentralize dialysis treatment, and we wanted to have dialysis machines, to donate 2 dialysis machines to a rural area in Dominica to ease the burden for those who had to commute to Roseau. And uh, in that fledgling stage, we had $0. Most of our activities we paid for ourselves, members contributed, and we decided to form the groups. We formalized the group, got the name registered in Dominica. We had to get the permission from the government to use Dominica in our name, and permission from Dominica State College to use the word SiFOCOL, since they own the right to that name. And that was so December 14th, 2020, we formalized the group. A year later, we also registered in the United States as a 501c3 corporation. But right then and there in 2020, we started researching what it would take to get 2 machines, dialysis machines, to Dominica. And along with that, the training and the education, shipment, and also dialysis chairs. And the cost was about 110,000 US dollars. And starting with zero funds, we decided to raise $110,000 and formed a dialysis committee headed by Jennifer Liebert, Dr. Jennifer Liebert. And lo and behold, we did raise that money. We had a GoFundMe. We also solicited funds from other organizations. Uh, Maria Holder Trust being one of our biggest contributors to that fund. And we this year, actually last year, in July, we were able to donate 2 dialysis machines, and I think 8 or 10 dialysis chairs to Dominica, ship them. That donation being very, very significant. The machines alone were somewhere in the region of 60,000 US dollars, plus the chairs, shipping costs, and all of that stuff. And so we were able to deliver on the promise, and we're very, very proud of that accomplishment.
Wow. So you guys formed this group by chance. I guess staying in touch. You probably were doing one of your bar crawls, and just I read between the lines, Valda. I read between the lines, and I mean, I didn't go to school behind the blackboard, so you're probably, and then it came about, and I mean, it's since grown to the point where you guys can actually make a huge contribution back to Dominica. But what I absolutely love is that you guys have created this not just in a silo where you are asking people to donate, but you're also built a community around it where people can almost have a reunion, an annual reunion of everyone who went to SiFOCOL, everyone who attended the Dominica State College, or anyone who is interested in just being part of a wonderful community of people who love giving back. And you've put on this wonderful event called White Sunset. Before we get into White Sunset, I just want to find out who won. Let's see who won. Who won the tickets, because we're gonna give out another one. We're giving out, or we might just have to come back, because let me tell you, a lot of comments. A lot of people have commented. Let's see who won. We'll come back to that and get the winner. And if we don't have the winner, we'll come back and we'll announce the winner. But 2 people will win themselves tickets to the event. So we're going to be giving away another ticket at some point. Let's talk a little bit about White Sunset and who initiated that idea. Where was that birth? I'm not 100%. I can't safely say it's something like a Valda thing. Although Shivala like to lie. Who initiated that event, Paul?
It's sounding like a Paul thing.
It's a Paul thing. It's a Paul thing.
Yeah,
So Paul, please
yeah.
let me. I'll be back in one
Yeah,
second.
No problem.
yeah, sure. So, I actually started a company in Dominica in 2018 after the hurricane construction company to assist in the rebuilding of Dominica. And because of that, I've been spending roughly about 6 months every year in Dominica since 2018, on and off.
Mhm.
And so I was asked and told I needed to create and do a reunion activity. And so we formulated a couple of things we would do in that reunion. One was we're going to do an elegant event that people can meet and network in. Two, we were going to do a get together, on a river, cook and enjoy. And three, we were going to do a day of service. And that is the three elements of our October related reunion. So I'm the chairperson of the reunion committee that puts on White Sunset. This year will be our third year. We started the first one in 2022, and then we had a decent year 2023.
2023.
And this year, yeah, and
Yeah,
this year
2022,
we're
yeah.
building out to have a banner year. The event is the only charitable fundraising event of the Independence Creole Festival. We also like to think of it as the start to the Creole Festival, notwithstanding Rise and Wine a few days before us. But it's a unique event in the sense that it's not it's probably the only non-Lawe event you'll come to in Dominica. It is very elegant. We have a touch of Lawe for those who want it, but it's a event where you can sit, dine, and network and have fun. We always make sure we have a pretty decent lineup of artists,
Mhm.
a pretty decent lineup of Dominica culture. The steel band, the jimping, and the other dancing art forms. And so it's set on the Wednesday of the Creole Week, from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. And it's really marketed to the entire population, because it's one of those events that you come to that you're going to walk away from saying, I had a great time. I didn't know there was an event like this in Dominica. I didn't know there was such level of elegance. So it's a really nice, elegant event where, you will get the service that comes along with being a VIP experience. And even our general admission, the service and the experience is extraordinary. So this is year three. We started planning way earlier this year than we've done in the past years. We're feeling excited about it. We have sponsors that have come on last year who have signed up again this year, and they signed up at higher sponsorship levels. And so it's a labor of love, right? Because it's bringing the community together, and it really has grown and it's growing. And of course, Jael, we have you on board this year, so
Yes,
we know we're in
definitely.
good hands. We know we're in good hands. We can't go wrong
Yes,
with you. So
yes,
yeah, we
definitely.
look forward.
I appreciate you guys, reaching out. You will probably, because normally people reach out for me to do product or, mostly services, those kinds of ambassadorship, so to speak. But y'all reached out in terms of, coming on board to help you with the promoting of the event. And I mean, it's a wonderful event. I've never actually attended, because as you know, when I'm in Dominica, mo toujours ka travail. It's like I come, like I'm always working, like even Creole Festival weekend. So I tend to sometimes not go to any of the events leading up to the festival because I'm trying to conserve my voice. I'm trying to conserve because it's long hours and all of that. But this year, um, is going to be a different kettle of fish. And we definitely hitting off with a bang at the White Sunset. I'm looking forward to being there. I'm going to be capturing everything, every moment, and of course, giving my review the next day. My unsolicited, solicited review the following day. And folks, those of you who are on, you can get a discount on your ticket by using my code. I've actually punched it in, so you can go on there and get your tickets. Now, later, tomorrow, but get your tickets soon before they sell it, because I have a sneaking suspicion that they will sell out. The theme, I love the theme. The fact that you guys do white with a bit of Creole, but this year the event has its own theme, has its own splash to it. Has like tell me a little bit about what's going on, how you guys came up with your theme, and how you put everything together in terms of what you're going to present to the people this year. Balda, you want to give us a little taste of that?
I'm going to let Paul start off and then I'll come in.
Okay, Paul, go ahead.
So yeah, it's always all white with a hint of Creole. And as you've seen in past pictures, people come with generally white and some Creole fringes on there. And then we try also to get as much participation from the alum community as possible.
Mhm.
And we try to reach out to, because there is such a huge reservoir of potential attendees in that community, and of course it's open to the entire Dominican community. We also ensure that the food offering is consistent with the Creole theme, because we are in the Independence Creole season.
So we
So
can
the
expect our crabback and our breadfruit and codfish. Monty, my mouth starting to make water. Listen, I'm on a
you can
diet.
expect some TTV.
Oh
Accra.
Lord, the Accra. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yes, yes, yes. Elegance with local flair, and
Okay.
all the way through, right? From the time you enter to your complimentary rum punch. The VIP is basically unlimited drinks, as well as what do we have? Finger foods, soup, as well as a full
And
dinner offering, and desserts. So it's really a full-fledged elegant event that is designed to really just bring you into that zone, and embrace you, and make you walk away thinking, wow, you know,
well, it's the best
and
way to start off.
shoot for that. Pardon?
Go ahead, Paul.
He
Go
said
ahead, go ahead.
you're saying the best way to start off your
Creole festival season.
Indeed, indeed.
in I love what you guys are doing, and I love what I love more of the most about it, and why I agreed, is because the charitable aspect of the event. And I want us to touch a little bit on that. But before I do that, I want to give another person an opportunity to win a ticket. So you can win a general admissions ticket if you can tell us. The first person who tells us where was the first college located, the first person to share that with us will win themselves a general admissions ticket. Um, yeah, so it's the charitable aspect of the event. So this is not, yes, it's all fun, it's all let's have a good time, but it's all for a good cause. And over the years, though you guys have a newly started, you've done significant work in terms of giving back. You mentioned about the machines that you guys gave back, but tell us a little bit about the other work that you guys have done in terms of outreach, that is connected to this event. Wayne, you want to go?
Sure. So one of the aspects Paul missed out of the decor of the event, it's white sunset with a hint of Creole, and so we tried to start right at around sunset. So this year the event starts at 6 p.m. right around sunset. So be there to get your pictures and all of that stuff for this year's event. But so our very first year, I'm going to start off with some of the what we did with the proceeds year one, two, and three, and then we can also talk about what we've done otherwise. So in year one, we we gave $10,000 to the Home for the Aged, and in addition to that, for our community offering, we really power washed and cleaned up the whole facilities of the Home for the Aged. That was huge, and I mean, little known, we didn't even make $10,000, but the members of our group dipped into their pockets and contributed to the shortfall to be able to contribute that $10,000 to the Home for the Aged. This was huge for us. We were very proud of that event. We had approximately 200 people at that event, and everybody enjoyed the event. Come year two, I guess we did such a good job in year one. We had about 700 people come to the event. And so we were able to do a little bit more without having to dip into our own pockets. And we contributed $20,000, with $10,000 going to six students at the Dominica State College who were experiencing financial difficulty. So they all got $1,666.67 each.
Ooh, for the tea.
We're gonna round that off a little bit next next time we
Listen,
do it. But
when you're not for profit, you have to be accountable, eh?
you
Listen,
have to
the penny.
to
We
the
not pay.
penny, to the penny. And we gave $10,000 to Operation Youth Quake. These are youth who are experiencing issues of all sorts, and they really had a huge need. So what we did, because we thought we could probably do more than the $10,000 if they gave us a list of the items that they needed, we would essentially shop for them and give them those needs. So we gave them a refrigerator, television, all sorts of things. I think totaling probably somewhere in the region of probably $11,000, $12,000, because we were able to do even better by going out and purchase these items for them and make that huge donation. Um, so in the last 2 years, we decided who was going to be the beneficiaries. This year, we decided to have an independent community do that. One, we advertise and publicize that organizations in need could submit bids before the deadline to DSAA, and then we have a committee made up of both DSA members and independent members who, based on the criteria that was established in advance, have gone through all of these submissions, and we will have a selection for a selection or two for this year's event. We want part of whatever we do to always benefit the Dominica State College, since we're all alums. So part of what we do this year will go to the Dominica State College, and the other part of that will go to the selected beneficiary.
Wow. You kind of you went there even before I took you there, because you're like, if Jael thinking that she not going to, she probably going to ask us how y'all determine who gets what, and he put it out there fast. He's like, listen, we decided before, but now we've created a committee that will handle that, and in full transparency, just to
Right.
allow people the opportunity, a fair opportunity to
Mm.
send in, their bids and say, hey, I would need the assistance, I would need the help. I'm interested to know, like, do you guys start off with like an amount that you want to end up with? Is there a ballpark figure like that you say, okay, this year we want to raise $40,000 or we want to do double? Do you guys fix that, or is it something that you just say, let's just go with what we get?
I think it's a little of both. I think that in our head, based on what we want to do, you anticipate that, in order to do, because even say for the grants that will be given to the NGOs, and we know we wanted to do at least 2 or 3. So you know you wanted and to give them at least a maximum of 10. So that's already 20,000. One of the things, as the president said, Wayne said, we always want to give to the state college. It's $10,000. So in your head, even if you
Yeah.
haven't said it outright, but you want to cover that, because if we don't cover it, if we have committed to it, then it means we must contribute from our own pockets to make it happen. And DSA members have been really very generous, I must say, in terms of contributing and from their own funds and putting forward. Because in addition to all of what has been given, we sponsor a number of prizes at the Dominica State College graduation. A number of prizes have been, funded by DSA, paid for to large part by some members of the DSA. So yes, so yeah, maybe not like as a business where we say my profit for this year is going to be $50,000 and at
Well,
all costs,
you're the right person talking about that, Miss ECCB. You're the right person talking
right
about that.
cost, but you have to have a sense of what we have to have.
Yeah.
And even in terms of the grant, I must say we also had a criteria, and they knew what the criteria was. It had to be in keeping with the efforts of the group, but also it had to demonstrate that they were
Sustainability.
contributing to the social and economic development of the country, and there was going to be sustainability. So we didn't just get the money and then you used it for something and then there was no continuity. So that was also part of embedded in that. And we received a number of applicants, and it was a rigorous process. It wasn't just one meeting, fully forward. And I'm telling you, Paul is really like our taskmaster. Get it done. This is this. This is this. Decided it by this.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah,
That,
It's not every day. It's not every day you get to have the deputy governor of ECCB working for you. So I am taking full
listen,
advantage of it.
listen.
he's just called a member of DSAA, past student of the Dominica SiFOCOL College.
Okay. Get it right. I just want to go to the live and the chat and some folks, who've been interacting on there, and some folks answered the first question. I'm not sure who answered first, but we'll find out in a little bit who answered first. Actually, I found out who answered first, but we'll announce them in a little bit. So we have Danessa Dupuy spoke. She responded saying Clifton Dupini and Technical College. Hendrika Smith saying Technical College. Kendra Stevens saying Clifton Dupini Community College and Nursing School. Cheryl Scotland say it's Clifton Dupini SiFOCOL and Teachers Training College. So a lot of folks are commenting underneath and responding. And also to the second question, which was the second question was to tell us where the first college was situated or where it started. And some folks responded saying, let me go down to the response. Behind the current grammar school, Stock Farm, behind DGS, Baffested by Teachers College, Teachers College behind the gardens, Valley Road. Lots of comments coming in, and we will announce the two winners towards the end of the program because we have the two winners, the two people who responded first who would win themselves a general ticket. My final question goes to you guys in terms of interests of people. How do you become part of your organization? Because obviously, the old have to make way for the new, right? And I'm not calling all you old, just saying that not calling. Oh, I wasn't calling all you old, but you get the vibe that in any
Succession planning. It's called
organization will
succession
need,
planning.
right, will need to have a succession plan. So what is that like for you guys, for someone who may have interest in becoming part of your organization?
When you
Well,
want to take it?
yeah. Paul is our membership or chairman of the membership committee, but I think I will address that. Um, one of the difficulties I think for us is having the current generation realize that SiFOCOL is related to the Dominica State College. And so we have some work to do in blending that relationship, especially because of our name as the Dominica SiFOCOL Alumni Association. We've had comments over time that some people don't realize that it's all the same with DSC, Dominica State College. And so we're working hard to do that. The other aspect is also, which we've made some strides in, um, is also attracting people from before us when SiFOCOL just started. And Wenham Dorset, who happens to also be my uncle, being one of the first people out there, is also a member of DISA. And we want to attract more and more people, and we have several, by the way, but we want to attract more and more people from all the different decades who went to SiFOCOL or Dominic or the Teachers College or Clifton Jubilee College, either the academic version or the technical version. We want to attract them all into the fold. They can all go to our website at sifocolalumni.org, fill up a membership form and register. The instructions is on the form to get it to us. And so we can increase our membership and grow this organization that's doing very good things for Dominica. I want to mention a few things that we've done over the years. Every year since our formation, for the last 4 years, we've given 12 subject prizes to the graduating students of the Dominica State College, the most of any individual institution. When we had the weather trough in Dominica back in 2022, we raised some $7,000 to help the kids, some of them who couldn't get to the school because of roads and rivers and all of that sort of stuff, to help out. When we had the Soufriere volcano in Soufriere, we raised $10,700 and donated it to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College to assist the students there. Our friend who we tried to assist with his dialysis treatment, when he passed away, we paid the entire cost of his funeral, so his family didn't have to bear that burden. So on and on, we've done several things, and I know I'm missing quite a few. But anytime Dominica State College is in need of something, we step up to the plate and try to assist the State College as much as we can. And our members are usually always willing and able to contribute to the State College and to causes in Dominica. And we want more and more to join our team to continue this good work. So go on and join the Dominica SiFOCOL Alumni Association. Come to White Sunset, get a ticket. You can go to Eventbrite, or I think it's White Sunset 2024. Eventbrite.com and get a ticket. By the way, we almost sold out of those tables. Those tables are going like hotcakes, and those VIP tickets are going like hotcakes.
Those VIP tickets.
So get your VIP ticket if you're coming. And I have a brother. I have three brothers, and so my brother was giving me a story. He's coming to Dominica, and he asked a friend, who's coming, and she said, "Oh, you're going to White Sands?" He said, "Yeah." So he said, "So how much are those general admission tickets?" He said, "If you come into Dominica and you go in general admission, don't even bother come to Dominica."
I was about to say, like, catch me in VIP, like come in VIP with me, like, hello.
So get your tickets today.
Against people who want to be in general.
No, we're not.
But I suspect it was a chick, and the chick checking, like, my brother, like, you don't come in and ask me about general tickets. You need to come. We need to go VIP, right? as they should, right? So get your tickets, and you don't forget you can use my code to get an extra discount if you want an extra something off of it. So you do get a discount if you use my code. That is my name -WS24. White Sunset 24. That's it, and you get a discount off of it. I want to leave you guys, open up the floor to you guys for your final words before we part. We're not. I shouldn't say we part because we take a break today. We'll be back another time later on during the course of the season, because I like to call it a season. We're gonna be back on here. We're gonna be talking some more. We're gonna be sharing some more. But I want to give you guys an opportunity to have the final say right before we announce the winners of the general tickets. Valda, you
First,
want to go first?
oh,
Let,
Vala,
let
ladies
ladies
first.
go first. Let ladies
Ladies
go first.
first.
Okay, yes, what I want to do is encourage everyone, a listening view, and as Jael said, share the live, share the information to your friends, encourage them, come as a group. You see how we bonded as a family, this group. This is part of what White Sunsets can do. You can create your own little White Sunset family and come, because it's not just a fete, it's a fete with a purpose, because ultimately the proceeds of the White Sunset go back into the community. It goes back to worthy causes. It goes back to the state college students who are currently there. Some who are experiencing difficulties, we are able to assist the elderly, able to assist even the, Operation Youth Quick. And we look at other organizations. And even when you look at, the two of the candidates, I'm not going to disclose who it is yet, but when you see them, it's persons who are making a contribution towards all sectors. We also provide, and we focus on those who are differently abled. Those persons who, in terms of education and sensitization in certain areas. And so I just want to encourage you to come and dress in your white. Although I had bought an outfit, but I was designing last night, in my head, a little outfit, so when I get home, I'm going to get, the seamstress to make for me, white. I'm not going to tell you all, because I don't want you all to steal my little style. I want my little style to be my little style when I show up at White Sunset. We've got to be there, and I just encourage you. And come with a friend. Don't come alone. Bring others, so that it
Right.
becomes a White Sunset family, a White Sunset.
Mhm.
And that can begin, because I'll continue your own bond of friendship among yourselves. And I think that is one of the things, the importance of good friends, good
Yes.
family, but the importance of good friends who help
Mhm.
to, elevate you, who help to raise your energy, who help you on your own purpose and your own journey through life. Importance of good friend. And I think White Sunset also speaks to that. So see you there.
That is why I make her go first.
Wow. And that's a hard act to follow,
Hey,
No, you can
hey,
follow. Don't worry, follows.
hey, Wayne, you want to go next?
I'll have Paul go. I'll
Yeah,
follow Paul.
Wayne likes to
Close,
to uh, to
close
conclude.
up the show.
Yes, I want to echo what Wayne was saying earlier, which is we are looking for alums across the decades to join the organization, because, as you indicated, JL, to have continuity, we would need young blood. And while we're not against people in our age group, but clearly, 40 years ago is a long time, and that means there's 40 years worth of alums out there that of possibilities to take on the mantle and continue to build DSER to even greater levels than we anticipate. So this association belongs to the people, you know, because membership basically just requires you to have done at least one semester at Clifton Dupany Nursing School, Teachers College, SiFOCOL, or DSC. So, and that covers a whole range of people. We're also open and considering doing honorary membership to individuals in society who want to participate,
Oh,
who
Spike and
finds
apply.
this to be home.
Spike and
So,
apply.
JL, you have a home here as well. So,
I
so
might be
that
considered for an honorary membership. It's not
yes,
not
absolutely.
definitely certain. It is the possibility. There's a
It
possibility.
is, it is being discussed and is very likely to happen. So, so my second thought was piggybacking on what Vala said. Sunset is probably going to be the most interesting event that you go to in Dominica. And it's certainly, if anything, you're going to reconnect with friends that you hadn't seen in a long time. It has a decent, most of the professional diasporan folks attend White
That is
Sunset.
like that's like your LinkedIn event. That is the LinkedIn
Exactly.
Yeah.
event for social media.
That
Okay,
is your networking
that
LinkedIn
is your
event.
networking. So
So
if you want to meet business people, you want to meet, people that you
exactly.
want to have good conversation with. You want to meet
That
people
is
who can probably even help you with your businesses and your business plans, and that is the
right.
place. It's the LinkedIn version of the fence,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
That's
Yeah.
and you're gonna have a great time.
And you're gonna have a great
I
time.
Indeed.
guarantee.
Indeed.
Yes, Wayne,
And
you're
Jael, I want to thank you though for having us. And really, it's been tremendous working with you. Your level of professionalism is, is decent type.
me.
Let's put it that
You was like me.
That jail is just too
I
much.
am
Yeah,
what you
very, very,
guys.
very, very
Eh,
impressive. You're a very impressive person,
Thank
and
you. Thank you
it's
very much.
been a
It's a pleasure
pleasure
working with you guys as
interacting with you professionally. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, and I echo everything that both Paul and Valda have said. And there's nowhere else to be on Wednesday night in Dominica on October 23rd. All right, 2024. You got to be there. That's the place to be if you want to go out and have a good time. So we expect everybody to be there. And I'm going to make an offer. You know,
Oh my
Let us
I'm going to
hear.
make an offer to all of the listening public. If you went to, like Paul was saying, to Sixth Form College, Dominica Teachers College, Dominica Technical College, SiFOCOL, Clifton Dupini, or Dominica State College, we are going to offer you a free membership if you register between now and White Sunset. Up now and White Sunset,
yeah,
you
because
got a
somebody was
free
just
membership to join.
membership
So
fee.
this is your chance to join our organization and save yourself some money. You're gonna have to pay for future years, but
But this
you
year,
would be able to. This year, you get to join up for free and join our organization. We welcome you. We can't wait for you to come on board and join us, and also have a good time at White Sunset. I want to mention one other thing that we haven't mentioned this evening. This year, on Monday, the 21st of October,
Oh
2 days before White Sunset, we're going to have a National Youth Symposium. This is a free event. You don't have to pay to come. And we are doing that in coordination with ASCOM, the American Canadian School of Medicine. So for people interested in the medical field, nursing,
and the Dominica State
medicine,
College.
yeah, at the Dominica State College, being a doctor, we're going to have dentists there. We're going to have a lot of medical professionals. That event will start at 9 a.m. and go to 4 a.m. So
4
if
p.m.
4 p.m.,
4
sorry,
p.m.
4 p.m. So if you are interested in medicine or even just curious, you can come out to this event. This event is, like, again, sponsored by ASCOM, the Dominica State College, and DISA. We are putting on this free event. And all of you out there who have any interest in medicine, and I think that's one of, I don't know what it is exactly like now, but I know in my day, we all yearning for some career education and advice. All
Mentorship.
of mentorship, all of the DISA members or board members and other professionals are going to be there talking about your experience coming to the United States or Great Britain or Europe to go to college, and how that transitioned. Somebody was telling me about a story of a Dominican who left to go to school in Canada in wintertime and arrived in shorts and a t-shirt. You wouldn't make that mistake because we would advise you otherwise. But just the process, SATs, ACTs, how do you get in college? How do you sort of move ahead? What Just some career advice for people who have chosen the same career path as you're considering. All of that free advice you will be able to get from our DISA members, all DSC alums. So we expect you to be there. So you're going to buy your ticket tonight, and you're going to register to become a member tonight. And your first year membership is on DISA. So we hope to see a lot of people registering.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. I love what you said about, the mentorship aspect of it, because it can start with just even knowing what universities offer scholarships. A lot of times in the Caribbean, we're not privy to that information unless, and even sometimes, even with research, it's not always out there for people to know. And it takes somebody who went to a university to say, hey, like, I can put you in touch with, or I can connect you with, or even if it can go even deeper, as when you get to Atlanta, you can stay with me if you're transitioning between housing and whatever, like, because it is, I mean, it's happened to many people that I know. And, I always say, wherever I am, if I can open my house to somebody, a Dominican who's coming in, to transition to university, it's very important that we play that role as well, out there. And I appreciate the work that you guys are doing. And I appreciate that you guys are definitely investing in not just minds, but you're also investing back in the community and in ensuring that people feel like, hey, there's somewhere that I could reach out to that will probably lend a hand, and my organization is struggling, and I want them to, I need some help. And that is super, super important to know, because, it's 2 to 1, right? 2 to 1, especially when y'all are in the US, those of y'all, those of the alumni in the US, it's 2 to 1. So it's huge in terms of the contribution that you guys are doing. And I know the euro now is 2 to 1, right? ECCB, it's two to
Well,
one too.
and the EC dollar is a fixed rate at
Yes,
2.7169.
yes. The EC
And
dollar is
but the
strong.
buying rate is about 2.67 if it's notes, and 2.6882 if you send a wire transfer or something like that. So it's almost 3 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that US dollar has strength, and I am proud to say that the from 1976 the EC dollar has been pegged to the US dollar at 2.7169, has not changed, has not moved. Stability, monetary stability, and financial stability, the hallmark of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank.
Hey, hey, Eastern Caribbean
Wow.
Central. You know what? One time we Jael. I just want to go in the chat.
What?
You never block.
No,
I am going to send my invoice to ECB. I got it.
but
That is
be,
that.
that is
I just
that.
want to. I,
But but before we leave, and as we've been talking about it, Paul mentioned it, and Wayne and you mentioned it. But the whole thing about the mentorship and coaching, that is something also on our radar that we will, in time come
Yeah,
coach
I mean,
for
I don't,
for the students at the state college.
I don't even talk about the four tenants, when we started this organization and so on. There's a whole other discussion for us to talk in
they
terms
have
of
to be
some of the
discussed.
areas.
We have to leave
Yeah,
some
yeah.
of that next time, right? We don't
So the
want to
next time,
we don't want to give out all of the business. Let's
yes,
save some. We wet their mouth. We tell them all what we're doing. We tell them all what they can get to make them bath a little bit, because they have all the food and the dance. And I see people talking about people discussing their outfits in the chat. We let them in on that. And next time we come, we're gonna give some more vital information that folks can know about why it's important to be part of the organization, why it's important to attend the event, why it's
yes,
important to be a member, and why it's important to just support, right? I just want to go to the chat because a few folks were talking, and I want to also announce the winners. So the winner of the first ticket giveaway, which was to name the 2 colleges that make up the DSC, or names of 2 past colleges. The answers would have been Sixth Form College,
and
Clifton Tiffany Community
technical,
College,
technical.
Princess Margaret Nursing School, or the
Nurses.
Nursing School, and Teachers Training College. And the person who answered this correctly was Kendra. So congratulations to you, Kendra. Stephen, you've won yourself a ticket to the to the event. And the second question was, where was the first college located? And of course, Valda Bruno Dura flew in that response with her response, Bath Estate. So congratulations to the two of you, two avid followers and viewers of the show. So I'm happy that they won, and it wasn't somebody that just come. So congratulations to y'all for winning. They follow, they comment, they interact on my community. They're part of my community, and I really am excited to know that they are the winners of the two general admission tickets that we offered here this evening. You're gonna say something?
Congratulations to the two people. And
Congrats.
I want to give them one other opportunity to win. This year, DISA is offering a raffle for
Mm.
$20. If you go to White Sunset 2024 raffle at eventbrite.com, for $20, you can win a round trip ticket to anywhere in the world on any airline for up to $1,000. You got to, the winner will be announced
1,000
on
US.
White, 1,000 US
Yes.
will be announced on the night of White Sunset. You can either buy it at White Sunset 2024 at eventbrite.com or White Sunset 2024 raffle at eventbrite.com. And you can win a ticket to anywhere on any airline for up to $1,000 US round trip. That is your ticket right there to Dominica.
Wow.
Right there to Dominica. That's your ticket. So you need to go
Wow.
get a chance to win. And you have you obviously have a better chance to win among such a small group than most of those type of things. So you should go ahead and get your ticket tonight.
Well, people are commenting. Wenham Dorset made a comment. The first college did not have a permanent home. Most classes were at the school for the deaf.
Yes.
Some were
Mhm.
at the then extramural
Yeah.
center and at DGS. The university, oh, you need to bring Mr. on next time. The University Center, not sure if that is the official name, occupies the sites. Oh, that is the UE, I think.
Yeah.
The extramural and the school for the deaf. Oh my,
Yeah.
history,
Yeah.
history. I,
Nice.
I
Yeah.
love I love these stories. And that is one thing I'm also going to be exploring at a later date. We'll keep you guys informed. But I just want to say thank you very much to my most esteemed guests for joining me here this evening to discuss all things SiFOCOL, Dominica SiFOCOL Alumni Gives Back. And I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing. I want to commend you guys. I want to give you guys a little bit of boost, tell you guys keep on doing the good work. I think many people are seeing the results of what you guys are doing and are appreciative of the work that you do. And thank you very much for coming on, choosing this platform, choosing me to host your infomercial here this evening. And to all those of you who tuned in, those of you who will come back, who will return, who will share, those of you on YouTube, those of you on, because I see a few folks who are staying in silence and looking on YouTube, and those of you on LinkedIn, those of you on Facebook, thank you very much for joining in. And don't forget to tag somebody, share the live, let people know that about this wonderful event. Let them know why they should attend. Bring your friends, bring your girlfriends. It could be a great way to meet an entanglement. Could be a great way to meet a past friend. It could be a great way to connect with with new people. And as I said, it's the LinkedIn of events. So see you guys at White Sunset. Thanks again to my guests and to
Yeah.
everyone who tuned in.
Thank
We'll
you, Jael.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for having us. Yeah.
And
Thank you.
congratulations again on all of the wonderful things you are doing.
Thank you
Purposely.
Yeah.
very, very, very
Yeah.
much. I want to
Yes.
remind folks, if you have not yet, check out my website. That is blackislandgirl.com. Just dropped the relaunch today. Thanks, guys, for joining. Thank you very
Congrats.
much. I'll say bye
Thank
to you.
you.
And don't forget to check out blackislandgirl.com. You can get quite a few stories on there, quite a few information on there, and I'm very excited to bring that to you guys. It's my own little space where I can bring everything together. Some of the things that I absolutely love to do and I enjoy. I'm signing off for this evening. I will be back tomorrow evening. So we'll be back with what I'm calling Wato Wednesdays. Just putting it out there for you. So we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks again to all those of you who tuned in and those of you who will return, and those of you who love the show, those of you who support. I truly, 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 truly appreciate you. Thank you very much for all of the love, all of the support, and those of you who missed me during this little break. It was a little break. I didn't know I was coming back. It was a little break, I had to, rejuvenate, So now I'm back. I'm back, and we're gonna have an exciting season for you. I'm excited to be joining you guys. I'm excited to have you guys join me, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a great evening. Bye bye.